So since the start of the national lockdown, children's organizations have been reporting an increase in the number of children they've had to take in during this period. A report in the Star newspaper today detailed how more children of an older age are now facing the same fate. Let's bring in the Door of Hope's Nadene Graham to speak to us about what they've observed. Nadene, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us. So just how bad is the situation?
Good afternoon to you, too. I hope that you are well. Yes, unfortunately, it is getting worse. Since lockdown started, we have now taken in 20 babies, and our concerns are generally over August and September every year. We tend to get quite a few babies. These are the babies that have been conceived over Christmas and the New Year period, and majority of them are most probably unwanted. The other problem is, yes, like you've mentioned, is the age of these babies that are now being found abandoned and placed into homes. We, over the years, a majority of our intakes have been newborn babies up to a month old, but more recently we've been getting babies between the ages of 3 months and 9 months, meaning that these kids were with their families for some period, and what is causing the families or the mothers to abandon these older babies. I actually networked with an organization who commented that they recently received a child that was found in a dustbin that was 2.5 years old. That is a desperate situation for a mom to abandon an older child in that way.
And Nadene, I know how with Door of Hope, for example, you don't necessarily have to identify yourself as a parent who chooses to come and leave a child in your care for whatever reason. So how then do we know that the increase in the number of children that you are receiving is specifically lockdown related, as is being reported?
Well, I think that the circumstances that these children are found in, we've received babies over the year where a full nappy bag was left with a baby, a clinic card, medical document. But more recently, babies are actually being found abandoned, naked, or wrapped in an adult clothing item. And there are any identification is left with these children, and the places they're also abandoned just shows the desperation. If it was recently in the media about a baby that was found in bushes, one that was found in a toilet, and these are stories that we hear all the time, but because of lockdown, I think more and more mothers and families are facing financial difficulties because they've lost their income and they're just not able to care for these children. And is the family not already caring for a number of children, and food is expensive? They might not even be able to get food parcels. Mothers that have given birth during lockdown have commented that they're struggling to get childcare grants for their children. So which other way is there for them to care for their kids if they don't have access to these basic necessities?
I want to ask you about something else, Nadene, just as you outlined these circumstances under which some parents are making this difficult decision. I remember, I think it was a month or two ago, a conversation that was going on about how even in our discussions about this, perhaps it's time to move away from saying these are necessarily abandoned children, because the circumstances often come because the mother or the father has little to no other choice. How do we move that forward? Do you think taking away the shame aspect from the parents?
Yes, I think the problem we have in South Africa is we do not have any safe haven laws. So even if a mom or a family leaves their baby in a safe place, it is still seen as abandonment. I would rather use the word this parent has safely relinquished their baby, because abandonment immediately makes people angry, and they immediately judge the mother most of the time. And it's not always the mother that places these babies wherever they are found. So we have to, I think, distinguish between safe abandonment and unsafe abandonment. And safe abandonment, I think, we can find a better word for that. Unsafe abandonment, unfortunately, these are the circumstances which we've seen in the last 5 months, just in media reports, over 50 babies have been found abandoned unsafely, of which 30 were dead. I don't know if it will be easy to find another word for unsafe abandonment, because that is literally abandoning a child, leaving it somewhere to die.
Mm-hmm. Just lastly then, you don't have an endless supply of resources. Just how much are you actually able to do as these numbers rise?
Yes, I think like most of us, we all want to save the world, but we are limited in what we can do financially. We basically look after the greater Johannesburg area, but we have helped a lot of other organizations establish places of safety and maybe installing even baby boxes. And we are more than willing to help people who have a heart for saving children and creating a safe place for babies that the family is not able to care for. We're very happy to share our resources, our knowledge, because we've been going for 21 years. And it's word of mouth as well. We can't afford advertising in newspapers or on billboards, but I think word of mouth and support from the community and helping creating awareness around baby boxes and places of safety in South Africa is very, very important.
Nadene Grabham, thank you so much for your time. She's with the Door of Hope organization that takes in children of parents who are unable to continue caring for them for whatever reason.